In this section, we will be factoring sum and difference of cubes. Remember, we have two formats for the sum and difference of cubes. Let's review them real quick. We have anything of the format a cubed plus b cubed factors as a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. And then a cubed minus b cubed is a minus b a squared plus ab plus b squared. So remember, same sign, opposite sign, always plus. So soap. So part A there, x cubed plus 64. Well, what cubed is x cubed? X. What cubed is 64? 4. Since we have a sum of cubes, the very first formula here, then wherever we see an A, we're going to put an X. Wherever we see a B, we're going to put a 4. So that means that this factors as A plus B, X plus 4, times A squared, X squared, minus, opposite sign, A times B, well that would be X times 4, or 4X, always plus, B squared, 4 squared, 16. So again, if I were to write it out without cleaning it up to make it look like the formula, that's what that would look like. I'm just going to go right to the cleanup stage. So again, in part A, what cubed was x cubed? X, so that means x is A. And what cubed is 64? 4, so that means 4 is B. So use the first formula. But notice in part B, we have a difference of cubes. Oops. What cubed is x cubed? X. What cubed is 125? 5. So using the second formula, wherever you see an x, we're going to put, wherever you see an a, we're going to put an x. Wherever you see a b, we're going to put a 5. So that means this factors as a minus b, x minus 5, times a squared, x squared, plus a times b, x times 5 is 5x, plus b squared, 5 squared is 25. Done. As a reminder, that trinomial at the end there, the x squared plus 5x plus 25, does not factor nicely. Leave it alone. If that were a 10x instead of a 5x, then yes, it would factor, but we don't have that. It's not a perfect square there. Okay, part C, same process. What cubed is 8x cubed? 2x. And what cubed is 1? 1. We have another difference of cubes, so we'll use a second formula. Wherever we see an A, we'll put a 2x. Wherever we see a B, we'll put a 1. Be careful with this one. So this equals A minus B, 2x minus 1, times A squared. Well, here's where we have to be careful. We have to square 2x. So if you write 2x squared, it's incorrect. You have to square the 2 as well. So it's really 4x squared. And now plus, opposite sign, a times b, 2x times 1 is 2x. And then always plus, b squared, 1 squared is 1. So just be careful on the 4x squared. Do not accidentally write 2x squared, because that would be bad. Okay. D. What do you think we do first? Pull out a GCF. Good job. We pull out a GCF. What is the GCF? Hopefully you said negative 2x squared. So this negative 2x squared does not go with this formula at the top of the PowerPoint here. We just pull out the negative 2x squared and we keep it right where it is out on the outside as we go through the problem. So if we pulled out a negative 2x squared, we'd be left with x cubed plus 8. So notice we are left with a sum of cubes. What cubed is x cubed? Hopefully you say it x, so a would be x. And what cubed is 8? 2. So using the sum of cubes formula, wherever you see an a, we'll put an x. Wherever you see a b, we put a 2. Again, keeping this negative 2x squared on the outside, we'll have a plus b times a squared, opposite sign, a times b, x times 2 is 2x, plus b squared, 2 squared is 4. Done. Okay, part E. Oh my gosh. Remember, the first step is always to pull out a GCF. We do not have a GCF. The second thing to consider is, notice we have 4 terms. We've had 4 terms before. If you have 4 terms, you want to factor by grouping, typically. So we're going to group the first 2, and we're going to group the last 2. Again, if your third term is negative, keep the negative with the third term and sneak in a plus sign in between. So the first group, we can pull out an x cubed. If I pull out an x cubed, I'm left with x squared minus 4. And from the second group, we need to pull out something so that I'm left with another x squared minus 4. So I'll pull out a minus 8. In doing so, I'm left with x squared minus 4. Okay. They both have an x squared minus 4, so I can factor that out. And if I take out the x squared minus 4, I am left with x cubed minus 8. Now, I picked a different color there on purpose. What format does x squared minus 4 have? Very good. It's a difference of squares. A plus b, a minus b. So x squared minus 4 factors as x plus 2, x minus 2. That's how that breaks up, because it's a difference of squares. In blue, however, what format is x cubed minus 8? That's a difference of cubes. So we're going to use the second formula at the top. So our a would be x, our b would be 2. So we'll say x minus 2 times a squared plus ab, 2x, plus b squared, 4. Now, you could technically leave your answer how it's written right there. Or if you notice, these two factors are exactly the same. So what we can do is, when we copy it down, we can put a square on it. So either of those last 2 lines are acceptable. The last one's just a little more compact, completely up to you.